everybody. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. It's all got one thing in common, and we all know what that is: light, right? It's the season of light. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, it's time to celebrate light in the most unbelievable ways. And we do that all the time, every Monday night at 7 here at Strong Island in the Zenkuda community. So, welcome. I'm going to give everybody a few minutes to just come on board and share the show if you would. That would be really awesome if you could do that. I would absolutely love, 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 love it. I am going to share the show right now. I am live now. So join me in the soul space. And if you guys share the show, I would love you, love you, love you. It would be my Christmas present from you if you all share the soul space tonight. So we're going to talk a lot tonight about the astrology, what to expect this week ahead, because I know you all want to know what's going to go on Christmas week and all the family celebrations that we have. I personally celebrate Christmas, so Merry Christmas to everyone out there. And Bobby, my producer, and I were just talking about what we have in store for 2023. So there's a lot of great stuff coming up. So make sure you stay in touch here at the Soul Space, because we want to make sure that you know everything that is going on. So what is going on this week? Well, I got to tell you, we've got a lot of new energy coming in, and I'm so excited about that because for the first time in a really long time, things are going to feel a lot better. I know everyone, I feel like the last 2 years since January of 2020, like we had December of 2019 when we had this huge big conjunction. And that changed all the energy, and that brought in the energy which started in March of 2020 with COVID and, all the racial tensions in our country and globally, and the pandemic of fear and all these things that came in. And so now that energy, I'll be happy to tell you, finally, the end is near. And we're almost out of that energy that we have been in for almost 3 years. And 2023 brings a whole lot of new energy. But first, we got to get through the next 10 days or so. So let me talk to you a little bit about that. I'm just going to go on and see who's on here tonight. I have Elaine on. Let's see who else is on tonight. I have quite a few people on. It's good. I thought you guys would be way too busy to be in the soul space tonight. So I'm glad to see Joanne and Janine. Hello, everybody. So this energy for the last week of the year, right? This is actually the last soul space of the year. We are going to be here on January 2nd, probably from my in-home studio, but I will not be doing a show on the 26th, which is the day after Christmas. So this really is the last show of 2022 for the Zenkuda Soul Space. And I just want to say that I absolutely am in so much gratitude for all of you that have been joining me every Monday and the things we've been discovering together and telling me your stories and calling into the show. A lot of you have really touched my heart. Many of you have become friends close and far that, we have people who watch the show from Australia and Ireland and all parts of the United States. And it's just really beautiful to see that we can create this community. So I send up a bunch of hearts and a bunch of love to all of you guys. Couple of things about January 2023. We are trying really hard to segue more into YouTube for our lives. So that is going to be my primary in the Zenkuda community come January. So you'll probably see less posts on the Facebook page, more video content on YouTube, and you'll also see more posts on Instagram. So trying to just steer a little bit off Facebook, but you'll find me here for the next little while. So, hi, Sarah. How are you? So glad to see you in the soul space. Thank you all for joining me. I know it's a particularly hectic time, and I will tell you it's about to get a little more hectic. So let's talk about that. I'll jump right into the astrology. If any of you have any questions during this show, please just jump right in and ask them in the comments, or you can phone in. Bobby will put the number up on the screen. We love that collaborative interaction that we get in the soul space. And I guess we have some first-time viewers I'm seeing in my feed. So I want to just say I am Georgia Rose, and I am the founder of the Zenkuda community, and I am a psychic astrologer. I actually am a psychic medium. I also do healing work. But for the most part, I let astrology be my guide as far as my life goes. And I impart a lot of the astrology to you guys so you can use it as a guide in your life. And I also do private readings. So if you're ever interested in your own astrology chart, just go on zenkuda.com and look us up. So for the last week of 2022, we have a lot of new energy building. And it isn't with us quite yet, but we're going to start to feel it pretty quickly once the calendar shifts into a new year, which is really cool, I think, the chronology of all of this. But we really don't feel the huge energy shifts until March. So, what happens in March of 2023? And I'm going to be doing a lot of shows between now and then, so you guys will hear all about it. But in March of 2023, Mars, which has been retrograde in Gemini for tremendously long time, longer than it's been probably in years and years and years. Usually it spends about 4 to 6 weeks in retrograde in a sign. It's been in Gemini since, when did it go in? I think it was actually October, November, and it's staying until March, retrograde, which is a huge energy that can be frustrating for us. If you've been trying to build something or start a project or get something off the ground and you keep feeling like, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, that's that Mars in Gemini energy. And that's going to be with us till March. So in March, when that goes direct, we feel a huge shift. A lot of the, walls and blockages that we have just open up. The other thing that happens in March is Saturn goes into Pisces. That really changes the energy. Saturn is an energy of, contraction. It's an energy of making things have borders and barriers and boundaries. So when that moves to a new sign, it really takes the energy and lightens it up a lot for us. We also have Pluto going into Aquarius. Now, Pluto's been in Capricorn since 2008. Very heavy energy. While it's been there, it's been destroying and destructing a lot of our structures in our personal lives and globally, in governments, religions, anything that is organized. And it does that so that it can come back better. It transforms it through the crumbling of it. So with Pluto now going into Aquarius, away from that Capricorn structured energy, it's going to help us build the future a little bit. And we're going to see a lot of things now being rebirthed and reborn in technology and in future things. So that's the big stuff that happens in March. And that's why I say the end is near, but we're going to feel some letting up and some things way before March. And that's going to start to happen right when January hits. So this week, we have the month closing out, and we have some fabulous energy. Now, the first energy coming in is today. And today is an energy, a little bit, you probably felt maybe some frustration, maybe a little bit of heaviness. And that's because we've got Jupiter moving into Pisces. It's in the last degrees of the previous sign of Capricorn, of Aries. I'm sorry. Let me start over. I'm looking at the monitor and I'm getting distracted. Can you tell Mars is in Gemini? So December 20th, which is tomorrow, Jupiter moves into Aries from Pisces. It'll stay in Aries for about 4 months. So right now we're feeling that heavy energy of it being in the last degrees of Pisces. It wants us to have attention on whatever has been in the forefront for us these last few months with that Pisces kind of energy. Pisces is connection. It's also our intuition. So if there's something that's been bothering you or gnawing at you or niggling at you, it's going to really be heightened today because we're in those last degrees of the sign. Now, starting tomorrow on the 20th, it goes into Aries. And Jupiter in Aries is a much different energy. Now, all those things that were nagging at us and niggling at us and getting us deep and watery in Pisces, now those Saturnian, Saturn-like things, when we move that planet into Aries, we move forward with them. We start to want to do things. We start to see the light at the end of the tunnel. We see the solution. Whereas in Pisces, we were kind of like trapped in this like rumination about whatever that was for you, depending on what house. So now that Jupiter goes into Aries and stays there for the next 4 months, you're going to see forward movement on a lot of things that you've been circling about, which is great because this is a time of year when we make resolutions. So it's a great energy for that. Then, of course, we have on the 21st, we've got a lot of energy coming in. But I just want to say that is a big deal tomorrow with Jupiter going into Aries because we're going to feel a lot bigger about things. We're going to see a bigger picture about things. We're going to feel more optimistic. We are going to feel like we want to expand things that we've been stuck in, projects, things to move forward, have the conversations we've been putting off, change the things that we want to do, right? It's almost like an energy of, you've been not feeling so good and rolling around in bed. Maybe you had a fever and you just really felt lousy. And all of a sudden you wake up and you feel really great. You change the sheets and you do the laundry and you clean the house and you have that freshness. That's what it's going to feel like, this shift. And you'll feel it. You'll wake up and you're going to feel this. The only thing is with Jupiter, which is a planet of expansion, in a fire sign like Aries, it makes things maybe sometimes too expanded and we can be too indulgent, which, with the holidays coming up is not always a good thing. So be really careful that you're not out there spending too much money or eating too much food or drinking too much alcohol, because in this energy with Jupiter and Aries, that can sometimes happen. The other thing with Jupiter and Aries, and that when that shift takes place, is sometimes it can really light the fire. It can really light your jets. So it can be a sign that makes you a little combustible, a little bit quicker to anger. So when Jupiter there, it could expand that if you are, that kind of a person. So just, take it slow. Don't be too indulgent about your future. Jupiter and Aries wants to move you into the future. Don't do too much too fast. All right. So that's Tuesday. Then Tuesday night, the energy also changes because the moon goes into Sagittarius. It's been in Scorpio. It's been a little heavy, a little intense. Scorpio is ruled by that Pluto, which likes to, crumble things. So on Tuesday night, when the moon moves into Sagittarius, things get lighter. We start to feel like, maybe I do want to have that cocktail party I've been thinking about. Or, hey, you know what? Maybe I will have people over for New Year's. And you start to kind of think about that a little bit. And so we get excited. We're willing to take a little bit of a risk. The energy becomes more upbeat than it's been the last few days. So between that Jupiter going into Aries and the moon going into Sag, we're like, wow, I'm feeling pretty good, So as we go into Wednesday, and this is a very roller coaster like week, so stick with me. So Wednesday is the solstice. Wednesday, the sun now goes into Capricorn. And when that happens, of course, it's the first day of winter. That happens around 4 or 5 o'clock in Eastern time where I am. And wherever the planets are during a solstice, whether it's the summer or the winter solstice, that sets the tone for the whole season. So what's the tone going to be for this winter? I'm going to tell you. The tone for this winter is, as the sun goes into Capricorn and we have that beautiful solstice energy, the first day of winter, we have 5 planets in Capricorn. So what's Capricorn's type? What's Capricorn's energy? Capricorn's archetype is the mountain goat, which climbs and likes to reach the top of something. So it's a great energy for business. It's a great energy for strategizing in business or in your social life. Capricorn energy is one that really likes to move up the corporate ladder. So it's a wonderful time if you're looking to take a new position in a company or change careers, things like that, because you'll have a lot of ambition with 5 planets in Capricorn. But Capricorn is also an earth sign. So it can be very dense. It can be very staid, a little detached. It can be flat affect. Capricorns are not exactly the most emotional people in the world. Some Capricorns are very easily led to being a little bit petty because they become kind of disdainful about things they feel are unfair. Because they're such strategists, they want to change it. So when we have 5 planets in Capricorn, it has a tendency to make us feel heavy and feel a little bit more dense. But don't forget, we've still got some lighthearted energy with that Jupiter in Aries. That's fire. It's going to make us want to go forward. So I think the tone for this winter, if I had to really steal a theme from my company's holiday party, it's going to be fire and ice. You're going to want to move forward and be really passionate. And then you're going to be like, I've had enough of that. So it's going to be kind of a strange tone to the winter, but there's more transits that come. So just to recap, today, Monday, you might feel a little bit of an annoying energy. Things feel a little heavy. Tomorrow, it lightens up. When Jupiter goes into Aries, you're going to feel more uplifted. You're going to see more opportunity, the wider picture, especially towards the evening when that moon goes into Sag. This is a time when you just want to move things forward. You want to think about the future, but you don't want to be overly indulgent, not too much too fast, not a lot of drinking, not a lot of eating, not a lot of overspending. Really, really be careful. But now as we go into Wednesday and we've got these 5 planets in Capricorn, it kind of is a little bit of a wet blanket. But we've still got enough fire energy in the sky that we're going to want to party a little bit. We're going to want to do more things. It's almost good that we have a little bit of that Capricorn energy steadying us, because that Jupiter in Aries and that Sagittarius moon can make us be overly indulgent and add to the idea of like, woohoo, I'm going, man. I'm just gonna go out there, I'm gonna get party. So it's a good balance. However, when Jupiter goes into Aries, it squares the sun in Cap. So as soon as that solstice is when the sun goes into Cap. So later towards the evening and Wednesday and throughout Thursday and Friday, what happens is there's a lot of energy that makes us feel like we're overdoing it. It makes us feel like we have too much to do, there's too much on our plate, we can't really get it all done, we feel a little overwhelmed. And I have to say that explained a lot when I read the chart today, because I've been feeling that way, and I never feel that way during the holidays. I always enjoy them, and I always pace myself, and I love doing it all and taking my time and decorating and picking out presents and wrapping. And the last couple of days, I felt like overwhelmed, like there wasn't enough time in the day to do the cooking and do the this and do the that. And it was a very new energy for me because I don't usually feel that way. So how did I work with it? Well, yesterday I actually started out to go to a shopping mall of all places, which I try to avoid at all costs, and no offense to shopping malls. And I didn't like the way it felt. It was too peoply. I was like, what am I doing here? So I left and I went to the beach. And I walked around a little bit and I drove around. I looked at the clouds and there was this beautiful deer. I saw a picture of it on my social media with antlers, and he was just a beautiful buck, and I really grounded in what the energy of this season's all about, and that's light. So when you get that overwhelmed feeling like you're really going to start to get come Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and you're going to feel like there's no way I can get all this done, that's because there is no way you're going to get all that done in this energy. It's not going to let you. So leave it. The house doesn't have to be perfect. Everything doesn't have to be, you don't have to bake 10,000 pounds of cookies. You don't have to have a present for every single person you've ever met in your life. Just put everything down and go meditate, or go take a walk, or go look at a beautiful sky, or go buy some flowers for yourself. Remember, this is a celebration, not an overwhelm. Okay? That's the best way to work in that energy. So then later on in the evening on Wednesday, which is still the 21st, we have that feeling of a lot of overdoing, etc. And what happens is, as the evening approaches, the moon starts to oppose that retrograded Mars. What does that mean? Well, it's a struggle. It's an annoyance. It's like someone's in our way. And it could be that we're just not bringing the right challenge to this feeling of being overburdened and overworked and overindulged. We're excited about the holiday. We love it, but we're overwhelmed by it. And so as the evening progresses, that gets a little bit worse. By the Wednesday evening, we've got the sun squaring Uranus, which means too much energy to relax. We're too busy, might have trouble falling asleep Wednesday night. We're overwhelmed, and it's just too much going on. We can't keep up. So as I said, stop, relax, try and work against that energy so that you are in a place of groundedness, because it's just going to get a little bit more hectic as the week goes through. Thursday, we wake up, that's the 22nd. It's going to be that hectic energy, and we're going to have to adjust to it. We're probably going to wake up early on Thursday because we have a Venus trine Uranus, which is a lot of energy. So you're going to wake up early, use that time to get things done. Don't allow it to make you, floaty and, oh, I just spent 2 hours on YouTube and, scrolling. If you wake up and you find yourself in energy Thursday morning, make sure that you use the time wisely, because we're still in that Neptunian energy in Pisces that makes us dreamy and floaty. So if you get up early because you feel like you can't sleep because there's so much energy in the world from that Wednesday evening into Thursday, if you get up early on Thursday morning, be really careful about how you plan and organize your day, because it's the type of day that you can just kind of go off the rails and then all of a sudden the day is gone. You're like, oh my God, I didn't do anything. It can really be, you can make the wrong decision on how to organize your day. So really plan that carefully. And then, of course, Friday is Christmas Eve. The energy shifts, okay? Now the moon is in Capricorn. Now we've got those 5 planets in Capricorn. The moon is the 5th, okay? As I said, we're going to have 5 planets in Capricorn this week. And we get that new moon in Capricorn. This is on the 23rd. Christmas Eve is that new moon in Cap. That really shifts the energy because that squares Jupiter. And this is where now the overwhelm, the pain in the neck energy of we've got too much to do and I can't get it all done, Now that subsides a little bit and we can commit to something. We can become responsible. This is Christmas Eve Eve. It's almost like, okay, I'm going to shut myself in this room and wrap all the presents that I could not get myself to wrap for the last 3 days. It's that kind of energy, and it's more productive. So Christmas Eve Eve is the day to get things done. Christmas Thursday the 22nd is a day you have to be really careful about how you organize your day, because it's going to be an energy that wants to kind of take you off all the time. So when that Friday energy comes in and it shifts and we've got that new moon, that's when the planet Chiron also goes direct. Chiron is the wounded healer. So that's an energy where you may have energy that creates an opening. It's energy that wants to move us forward and give us forward momentum, because we've got some other transits, which I won't go into that day. But this is also the energy that's been in play all year long, perfected 3 times. So when you reach that Christmas Eve Eve on Friday and the energy wants to move you forward, think about what you were doing in mid-May and the end of September, around May 11th and September 28th, because this is the 3rd time that energy comes back again, and it comes out in now to open it so that it can be culminated and moved forward. So look back in your journals, look back in your emails, your texts, what was going on in your life around that time period, because now on the 23rd of December, when we have that new moon in Capricorn, this is the energy to work with to solve, resolve, go back and open those challenges or structures that you were building to actually bring them to a place where they have forward momentum. And that was energy that was in play for a long time. And then Saturday, we have beautiful Christmas Eve. The moon conjuncts Pluto, and then, of course, Venus and Mercury. This can be intense in the morning. So whatever energy is when you wake up on Christmas Eve morning, it might be a little bit of a conflicting energy. It might make you feel very intense. It will pass. Don't buy into it. If someone's ticking you off or you're ticked off at someone, let it go. Wait it out, because the energy will release. What seems like a big thing on Christmas Eve morning, as the day progresses, becomes less of a big thing. So don't make a big thing out of it. Christmas Eve, the energy just gets stirred up in the morning. This is a personal energy. It's communicating to you in a personal way. It's an interaction. It feels important in the moment, but trust me, it's not going to be important in the long term. So if you wake up or something's going on Christmas Eve in the early part of the day, let it go. Okay? And then in the evening, we have some beautiful, yummy energy finally on Christmas Eve evening. It's magic. It's like the magic of Christmas. It is Venus and Jupiter together. This is Mercury also trining Neptune. This is an energy of, like, Miracle on 34th Street. This is like, I believe in Santa. It's like the wonder that children have on Christmas Eve. It's a beautiful night to have a cup of hot cocoa, maybe go Christmas caroling. I'm actually going to be spending my evening worshiping in church that evening with a beautiful Christmas carol ceremony and choir. This is an energy of charisma and magic and expectations being lifted up. And that's going to be a beautiful evening on Christmas Eve. So don't let whatever happens in the early part of the day take over the day for you, because Christmas Eve evening is a really beautiful energy. And then on the 25th, which is Christmas Day, it starts out relatively quiet. It's a very flowing day. It's an easy day. We don't feel hurried. If you're having company or you're having people over for a brunch or a luncheon or dinner, it's going to flow. Towards the evening, things get a little bit more testy, I want to say. But it's good. It's towards the evening, things get more exciting. Something may happen that shifts the energy, not necessarily in a negative way. But the daytime of Christmas Day is going to be very flowing and very, nice after that beautiful magical energy on Christmas Eve. The only thing I will say is that we may see something happening Christmas Day and the day after that's a big shift, that something big happens, more globally than personally, but it could, of course, play out in your personal lives as well. So I am seeing everybody on. I'm going to go to some comments. If you have any questions, just like put them in the chat. And then towards the end of the week, the only thing I'm going to probably go in that on a YouTube or a Instagram or something real later after the holiday of Christmas. But what I will tell you, just to give you a little preview, and then we're going to go to some cards, is just be careful on New Year's Eve because New Year's Eve it can be a beautiful energy. It's a very exciting New Year's Eve this year, but the energy shifts like just after midnight around 12:30. We've got some major transits that come in, and it's almost like we become overly intense in the latter part of the evening. It's like we have this beautiful, energetic, happy celebration. And then after midnight, things shift and things get really intense, and we start to crave um, very serious, intense connection. And in an energy like that, some people can be kind of impulsive. It's an energy where you might wake up the next morning and be like, oh my God, what did I do? So, my advice on New Year's Eve this year is have a really quiet, really beautiful celebration, however you plan. It'll be really nice, it'll be energetic, and go home early. That's my advice. Um, because this is an intensity like you want to be intense towards someone or someone wants to be intensive towards you. And it happens like right around like 12:31 a.m. So it's like we all like a happy new year. And then it's like, who are you? What did you do? You know, or where were you? Or I saw what you did. It's like that kind of a weird shift of the energy. So the other energy that's going to happen next week after we have this really nice Christmas time is you're going to see energy come in where, you know, that last week of the year, we always have all these things we try and hurry up and get done, especially if you have a job that's like an end of the year kind of chronology where you have deadlines and things. We're going to be really heightened in that energy of, I got to get it done. I want to get it done before, I want to start January 1st, blah, 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 blah. You're not going to get it done. This energy is not going to let you get it done. It's going to overwhelm you. It's not a flowing energy for that type of thing. Once the 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th comes along, it's a frustrating energy. So pace yourself and make realistic goals, okay? So I'm going to go to some comments. Going to start pulling cards. Hi, Anita. How are you doing? I haven't talked to you in a really long time. Nice to see you here. Um, Anne says, New Year's always frightens me, so I don't go out. Well, she hasn't been out in 40 years. Wow, wow. So stay in and have your own little tooting and things that you do, you know? So I was going to say, I'm going to start to pull cards. We got some people on. A goodly amount of people. I really wasn't expecting too many with this holiday season, but we got some people on. So I'm going to go down the list and pull some cards. If you have any questions at all about the energy, I know I gave very specific info about the energy this show. I usually don't go into that much, but I wanted to do that because I know we're all going to be visiting and seeing a lot of relatives, and some of these days are very important to us. So I wanted to give you some advice on how best to utilize the energy. I will say it's a really important time to stay grounded, go into your own celebrations of light. And, you know, whether that's candle gazing and just thinking about, you know, what do I really want my life to look at like in 2023, visualizing that. You know, Bobby and I talk all the time about how important it is to visualize and use visualization. So you want to do those kind of things, especially in this energy, because it can be very hectic, fast moving, especially with Jupiter egressing into Aries. You're going to feel that jump. You will feel it. And like I said, Tuesday night going into Wednesday, Thursday might be a couple of nights where you're really not sleeping a lot, or you go to bed really early. Or, I'm sorry, you go to bed really late because you're just trying to get everything done, but the universe is going to let you do that. So, okay. So my first cards that I'm pulling are for, who have I got on here? Hey, Lorene. I'm going to pull a card for Joanne. Oh, wait, I got Janine on here first. I'm going to pull a card for Joanne, and then I'll go to Janine and Elaine. So, and also what I would love for you all is if you could even just put like a little blurb on my Facebook page or even in the comment section here. And, you know, if you've had a reading with me or even a reading on the show that's been like spot on or something came to pass after the reading, just give me a little blurb because we're going to start collecting those and maybe, you know, have some of you on the show. If you're looking to do that, that'd be really cool. All right. Okay, so this is for Joanna Meyer. I've got the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands for you, I'm going to pick a soul card. The Knight of Wands for you, Joanne, is like an action card. Knight of Wands is a younger person, male, who is a fire sign perhaps. But this is something that happens very quickly. It's almost like an emergency kind of an energy, but it doesn't have to be negative. It could just be something happening quickly. And I feel like this is going to definitely be happening for you. I feel like it may be your son or a younger male around you. I don't feel like it's negative. I just feel something happens quickly. like a change, very quick change. Like maybe you see someone for the holiday that you weren't planning on seeing, or someone comes home that wasn't going to come home, or something like that. Because the other card I picked in the soul card was this beautiful card with light coming out of your hands, almost like lightning, and that reinforces for me this Knight of Wands coming in quickly, changing something and changing the energy. And I have a feeling it's someone comes in very quickly. Yeah, I feel like some circumstance changes, like someone either leaves your house very quickly or comes into the house very quickly in some way. All right. So maybe set an extra place for dinner. Going to go to Janine now. Going to pick a card for Janine. We've been reading Janine a lot on the show, and I know because she always checks in with me that a lot of the things that we talk about on the show have really been happening for her. So, okay. I guess I shouldn't wear red on the show, Bob, huh? Because it's like I can see the color is like getting a little funky. Janine, I picked the Hangman card for you. And what the Hangman card means is it's the Hangman. If you look at this card, he could be upside down or he could be, this way. And usually when I pull that card, it's some kind of indecision. You're either procrastinating or indecisive about something in your life. You're not moving it forward the way you should be. So only you will know what that is. I kind of think I know what it is, but I think you are supposed to be focusing a little bit more on that. I hope after the holiday that's your plan, because the universe wants to move your life forward, and there's something that you haven't been focusing on that they want you to focus on in a big way. And what I will tell you is, it's almost like I don't even have to pick this card now. Yeah, you're going to face a consequence if you don't. So make sure you use the first quarter of 2023 really well. Use your time wisely in order to set yourself on the trajectory that the universe wants you to come out of, as far as procrastinating or putting off the thing you're supposed to do. And I think we've talked about it, you and I, enough. I think you know what it is too. And I think, it's a course of study, and I think you need to do it. All right. Elaine, I want to pick a card for you because I know we picked some cards for you. I think it was last week or the week before, wondering how that played out. But also, with Jupiter coming out of Pisces and going into Aries, those last degrees of the Pisces sign are probably feeling pretty intense for you. So I'm thinking you're going to feel a lot better. You're going to feel, what I'll say is you're going to feel very different the end of this week as you do right now. Okay. I will absolutely tell you that. I can vouch for that. This year coming up is a lot of new energy for you. All right. We got the happy family card. We got the marriage card. I'm going to be so surprised if there's not like an engagement announcement around you over the holiday. I'm going to be like really surprised. So you have to let us know and tell us, because I just picked this card. I know you read as well. So you know what this, I'll put it down. Bobby just bringing me a camera on the table. You can see that card. You know what we got. 10 of Cups here, baby. This is a celebration. Happy family. This is like my wedding marriage card. All right. I'm going to pick one more for you. They're telling me to pick 3. We've got, this came up reversed on camera, but it's not reversed for me. So this is abundance. We've got the 6 of Pentacles here, which is abundance, which is someone, is balanced and giving to someone else. And then my third card is an offering, the choice. You're full of cups and you're full of pentacles here, babe. So here we have the 4 of Cups, which is choice, which is something being offered to you. So there's some kind of a celebratory thing. If this is not an engagement in the near future, what I will tell you is that the other read I get on this is that this is the bittersweetness of some family here and some family where you're going. This is definitely the happy family card. So I just want you to know, eventually family goes in the same place. But what I'm seeing is you also starting a new way where you go and creating a lot of abundance for you. So you've got great things being offered to you. Look at this. It's almost like the Jupiter in Pisces for you was good energy, expansion energy, especially on the psychic ability, but also was cumbersome sometimes because it could make you foggy as well. So that's going to really be alleviated. And then you really can see the cups. You can see what's being offered you. And it really comes in a really clear way. So you have a lot of clarity coming to you, Elaine. Okay. All right. Who have I got next? And we're going to pick a card for you. Okay. And everybody send Anne some, smiley faces or hearts or something, because she doesn't go out on New Year's Eve. So happy New Year to Anne. We're just going to wish her a happy New Year. Okay, Anne, they're telling me to pull from the middle of the deck for you. And I've got Uh, walking away from emotional situation. That's you walking away from New Year's Eve, girl. No, just kidding. Page of Swords and balance. And I feel like you have to work on balance in your life. So I feel like maybe you have fear about something and you've got to make a decision about it. That's what's really coming in very strongly for me. So you've got to, I hate to use this expression, but it's like the expression that's coming into me, it's kind of an older expression, but like, I won't say the word, but because I know my show goes on to public access and I can't, but poop or get off the pot. That's the energy I'm getting for you. So you need to make a decision, and I feel like you need to walk away from something. There's someone that you're going to be seeing over the holidays that really pushes the envelope for you, and the decision gets made. So be aware there's changes coming for you, Anne. All right. Who have I got after Anne here? I've got Sarah. Sarah. I have to tell you, every time I turn on Amazon Alexa, that song Sarah comes on. So you've been on my mind. Sarah, I'm going to draw cards for you. For some reason, they're asking me to draw cards for Christmas Day for you to tell you what the energy is going to be like on Christmas Day. Going to give these a good shuffle. Okay. I got the Queen of Swords. So you are sitting on the throne. Page of Swords. And then the Three of Cups. You're going to have a beautiful Christmas Day. I feel like this is very celebratory energy for you. So anytime I get the Three of Cups, that's usually really a celebration. So you're going to have a really nice day. I feel also, again, I keep getting this energy, like you're going to hear from someone that you haven't heard from in a while. I don't know if you have one of your children who isn't in the same geographic area as you now, and they're a little far away. I wouldn't be surprised if they surprise you somehow, because I feel like someone comes in and surprises you, but it's a good surprise. And I feel like you're just in a really good position. So if you have anything that you're worried about or anxiety about on Christmas Day, they are telling me that it's going to be a really great day for you. Okay, I have Laureen now. Laureen is the lady who I showed you the pictures of the Christmas tree last week that came on for us. So send in Laureen hearts. I know Christmas is tough for her. So, oops. Okay. Okay, Laureen, your mom and dad are just so around you. Like I'm like hearing them sparkly in my ear. Laureen, you got the Hangman also, which means you're trying to make a decision about something. And I feel like you have to move away from a very emotional situation. I'm getting the Eight of Cups for you, which means that there is abundance on the other side of this decision. I feel like someone keeps trying to pull you back in, and you need to keep walking forward. Don't look back. Very important for you to make that decision and stick to your guns. Don't procrastinate. Don't waffle. Stick to your guns, because what you don't realize is that on the other side of that tough spot you're in is a lot of abundance and a lot of good stuff. This could also be, there's some, and people are in your ear. They're like saying to you, like they're interfering, saying to you, no, oh, come on. No, nip that. You got forward momentum for you. They're showing me that in a really, really clear way. Keep looking towards the future, not the past, because I'm seeing like that energy of addiction, persecution, abuse. You've got to put that in the past if someone was like that. So, and I'm seeing it in the past. Keep it there, okay? You've got to move forward. Keep doing the forward. They're really coming in strong to tell me that for you, okay? Aaron, I'm going to pull a card for you. They're telling me to pull a card from the Soul deck, and I got to tell you, Aaron, you got to stay positive. Really, really stay positive. Jupiter going into Aries expands everything it touches. So, you have that Aryan energy. So if you think negative or you let negative thoughts in, it's going to amplify it. You got to keep really pure. Go get some Reiki, go do a cleanse, go do whatever you have to do, but get back to your mojo, because it could be such a benevolent and lucky energy as long as you're positive. So I'm seeing this like two people, like almost like angel devil, like the negative and the positive being, fighting out the battle. You got to stay in the light. Look, I'm even getting the Two of Swords, which is, you're not seeing the whole picture. There's more to come. So what I would like you to do, Aaron, is stay present in the moment. Don't get too far in the back of what's happened before, and don't get too far in the future as far as, feeling like something's never going to happen, or like, know you deserve the goodness, know you deserve the benevolence the universe wants to bring to you, because they really want to bring it. And I feel like you're not allowing it. You're not allowing it. You're still holding back a little bit. So yeah, Wheel of Fortune comes up. That's the major arcana card that is like best of luck, everything balanced in your life, good fortune, good fortune. So gotta keep positive. Whatever you have to do, you got to do it. Just stay positive. Okay. Really, really, really important. Really, 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 really. All right. Next one is Kristen DeCamp Sampson. So Kristen, again, they're telling me to go to the soul cards for you. All right. Oh, wow. This is a beautiful, beautiful card. I call this my tribe card, Kristen. So if you are feeling like alone at all, or you're feeling like you don't have support in the world, this card comes in to show you that you are so fully supported by the universe. It's also a card of sisterhood, brotherhood. It's a card of like knowing that the people that are around you are really your family. Like I have my family of origin, which is the sisters and brothers I grew up with in my life. They're my blood relatives. And then I have my family of choice, which is my really important friends that are my family. And so I feel like you need to focus on that and your relationships in that way, because you are not alone. You are really fully supported. You just have to surround yourself with the right people. That is one of my favorite cards in this deck. It's just such a unity card. Unity, unity, unity. And I'm going to shuffle these cards again because I was getting the cards that I sent for Aaron. So let me just cut and split this. These flew out. I'm going to use these. Yeah, and I'm getting like some kind of an interference, and same two cards I got for Laureen, actually. So I don't know if you guys are buddies, but if you know each other out there, you're surrounded by a lot of the same energies. And that's purposeful because the universe wants you both there for each other if you do know each other and you're friendly. If not, introduce yourselves online, because I feel like you're supposed to be in the same energy field. But definitely focus on the good, not what's in the past or what's in negative in your life. Focus on, again, that forward momentum energy that's going to bring you beautiful things. Next one I have is Bobby. I can pull you a card after the show. Colleen Boone Nitto. I'm going to pull a card for you. Hey, Colleen, how are you doing? Whoops. Dropping cards all over the place tonight. Okay. Colleen, your soul card is, you are definitely undergoing some kind of an expansion. Like in the soul card, the card that I picked, you can see, I'm going to put it down here. It's a card of like your third eye opening and taking in stimulus, media. Be careful what you take in right now, because your third eye is very open. You are really prone to seeing things intuitively. Like you can walk in a room and really pick up the energy right now. It's very heightened for you. So stay in positive, but also don't be putting things, listening and taking in things. Taking in, that's what I wanted to say. Don't be taking in things that aren't positive. Like don't watch scary movies. Don't listen to politics that are, erratic or nasty. Like really surround yourself with beautiful music and beautiful things and beautiful food and beautiful aromas, because your third eye is really open right now. So yeah, I got the Six of Swords, which means move away from anything negative. All right. Seems to be a running theme tonight. Who have I got after that? Did Elaine, Anita Mina. Me! Anita, I'm going to. Oh, thank you, Lorraine. Yeah, these little pine tree candles. I don't know if you can really see the candles online, but I was trying to just like get them a little cute, My whole house is like so decorated. I'm like, is anybody coming over here? I don't even know, but it's decorated. So this is for Anita. Anita is a longtime supporter of Zenkuda and of Georgia Rose. Gosh, I think I used to read her at one of the psychic fairs. It's got to be almost 10 years ago. So, okay. This card keeps coming up. It's the Six of Swords, and it's moving away from an emotional situation. It could also be moving like in a short distance. That card might keep coming up because maybe some of you are visiting relatives during the holiday. So take that with you. I got the Ten of Swords. So Anita, if you have been really harsh with yourself or beating yourself up about anything that's occurring in your life, or a situation where, you're just allowing yourself to really be too harsh, you're too hard on yourself, the self-talk and all those things. Don't allow that, because it's almost like you're just beating yourself down. Raise yourself up, girl, because this is a time when, yeah, you should be really celebrating the things around you. Grow into gratitude to really be grateful, because I feel like you might be getting a little heavy into some negative energy, and there's a lot of things in your life to be grateful for. All right. Um, oh, you're welcome, Colleen. She said that's what she needed to hear. All right. This is the last card of the night is Terry T. She says she's from YouTube, so we're going to pull cards for her. All right. Okay, Terry T, we're getting here. This is the last card of the night, and then I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit, see your comments. Okay. Terry T, I have cards of action for you. Okay, so Terry, if you've been undergoing some kind of a really challenging situation with a person, I almost get the energy of like someone who speaks to you harshly or doesn't treat you right, or they could even be in like addiction. And the addiction energy for me is also alcohol. But I just feel like this person is like someone who just doesn't treat you right that's around you. I feel like you have one more hurdle because I'm getting this action cards with the wands. And I feel like you have one more battle or one more hurdle, and then you get through it and it's done. It's over. It's like finito. But when you come out of this time, and I'm reading this energy and I feel it very strongly, when you come out of this time, which is I know is very hard for you, everything starts to really click for you, because then I have the Star card, which is one of the best cards in the deck. So it's like I have this conflict here, this harshness, this challenge that you're in. And if you can get yourself to move forward from it and realize this person needs to be extricated from your life and you need to move away from it, even if it's a sibling or a child or a familiar relationship, you need to kind of let it go cold for a little while to heal yourself. And then I feel like everything just starts to come in for you. This is a very spiritual thing. This is almost like a deep healing that is going to occur. So, I'd like to really do a deeper reading on this, but we don't have time, because I'm feeling very strongly that this is very karmic for you and that these wounds are very deep, some of which you haven't even really uncovered yet, going back to a long time ago, and it's parallel. And so this could be generational, but I want you to know, and I really want you to take away from this reading, that you emerge from this so balanced and so beautiful and in such wonderful energy. So whatever you're going through now, know it is not going to last. It's only temporary, and you're really going to be coming out the other side of this, all right? So take that with you. And I just want to take a few minutes to wish everybody a beautiful holiday. And I'm just looking for my comments now. I don't know what happened to my comments. Oh, they're there. Come visit North Carolina. I should, right? We can always do Zooms if you want a reading. And, oh, you're welcome, Anne. Definitely Happy New Year to you. And I just wanted to take a few minutes because this is my last show of the year. And I want to tell you guys how much all of you mean to me and how much Strong Island means to me, being here and getting to do this with Bobby Lacera, my producer, and some really creative talent that he has is so amazing to me. We have so many things planned for you for the 2023. But mostly, I just want you guys to believe in yourselves. And if you take no other message away from all these 64 shows that we've done in the last 2 years, I just want you to know that you have the power to change your lives, and you can dream and be anything that you want. If there's anything or anybody in your life telling you differently, just don't believe it. Believe in yourself, because if we believe in ourselves, anything in this universe is possible, and you can have the ideal life that you want, one step at a time. Stick with me in the soul space. We're all going to inspire each other in 2023 to start leading those ideal lives more and more and more, getting in touch with that soul space that really empowers us and gives us the ambition to do it. So I just want to say you guys are the best, and I just am so grateful to have each and every one of you here with me. You know where you can find me, Zenkuda on Facebook, Zenkuda Official on Instagram, and my YouTube channel. There's over 100 different videos on there, everything from meditation to living Zenkuda to everything. And now, if you guys have something that you want me to do a show about, or you have something you want me to do a video about or answer on my Facebook page, just DM me, PM me, comment, whatever you need to do. You know how to get in touch with me, because I want this to be your time every Monday night and what you want to hear and what's going to help you elevate and bring your life forward. So thank you so much. This is the energy that I source my life from. So I really am grateful for all of you. Have a beautiful, beautiful holiday, whatever you celebrate. And I will see you back here in the Soul Space in the new year on January 2nd. Bye bye.